Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson. This is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
Seeing as we're getting closer to Halloween now, we thought we might do a few movies that closely gives you a Halloween theme to it. And the movie that came to mind for me, for when I think about Halloween the most,
is not Halloween.
Is called Night of the Demons, which was released in 1988.
And that was the whole Halloween time when the movie was supposed to take place. So there you go.
And originally the title was going to be Halloween Party, but they had disagreements about the title.
The word Halloween and Halloween franchise and stuff, and I thought, well, yeah.
Even though it's only just a teeny-weeny name change.
Moan, freaking bloody moan. How many movies have been put out about the same time, the same name? Heavens, people.
Heavens to Betsy, he's right.
What's Betsy got to do with it?
Beats Halloween. So, anyway, this is I think more of like an independent type film, I would definitely think.
Excuse me. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because this is a good one.
No, it looks like it, yeah.
I do think this is a good one to watch, guys, especially if you were into the whole eeriness, like demons and haunted houses and stuff like that. And it doesn't end there. It develops its own trilogy that came out of it.
So I can't help coughing.
Yeah, well.
Stop hitting me. Up your ass.
Anyway, let's get into it, folks.
I'm allowed to talk now, am I?
Yes, as long as you don't cough anymore.
Hang on. It's a change of weather. I got sinuses. Okay, now here we go. Right. Produced by Joe Augustin. Written by Joe Augustin. Directed by Kevin Tenney. There you go. Now, actors. The players, the stars, and the monsters. I thought it was funny. Right, here we got it. Oh, look, here we are. Kathy Podwell plays Judy. Amelia Kincaid plays Angela Franklin. She's the meanie, horrible person.
Yeah, and she appears in all 3 movies.
Yeah, she's really good, actually.
Yes.
Really creepy. Pretty and beautiful, but she's in her alternate ego, she's creepy.
Yes.
William Gallo plays Sal Romero. Alvin Alexis plays Roger. Linny, whatever. Quigley plays Suzanne. Oh, it spells the same way as my wife's done. Lance Fenton plays Jay Jansen. Hal Havens plays Stooge. Alison Barron plays Helen. Hella Tanzini plays Max. I don't know. I think we're running out of people here. Oh, no, I got a couple more. I'll do one more. Jill Terashita plays Franny. And there was this old man, old lady, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I think Jude's mum and brother, I think, which only make a teeny bit of an appearance in the beginning.
However, I will do this bit here. James W. Quinn as Clerk. Plus, he does the demon voices. A lot of people do the voices, don't get credited too much, but
not so much.
Well, someone's got to do that. So so James Quinn does he might have a bit part as a clerk, but he does demon voices.
Well, whenever they do the Scream franchise, they always credit the voice actor who does
but they don't always.
Scream voice actor. Who does that sort of thing.
Don't know why. It's acting. Someone's got to do it.
It's a voiceover thing. It's an...
Okay. Now, getting back to the other bits. Now, actors. Oh, I didn't talk about profit margins. Don't know what a box office stat. Yeah. Okay, box office 3.1 mil. Don't know what the budget was. I don't think it was a huge budget, being an independent one. It was filmed mainly in one place, the house. And gut feeling, I think they actually, I think they made budget and a small profit at least.
The rest of the places consist of Judith's family home, an old man's house.
Yeah, but that's just bits and pieces.
And the sort of the gas station or the supermarket that we see where Angela steals some stuff.
Some groceries, as I feel, for a party.
Yes.
Yeah, but the whole point is that they're little bits and pieces, so mainly in one place. So I think the costs were kept down a bit. So
That's why you don't see
and the
too
main
much.
part was probably Angela's makeup, because she made a rather convincing ghoul or demon or whatever the hell she was supposed to be.
Well, the other people naturally turn into demons here and
Yeah,
there.
but she had the main makeup on all the time. You know, she got into it pretty quick, and then she turned into a demon. And there's other people getting bits and pieces done, but she was, she looked good, really creepy.
She became the throughout the trilogy, as I said, the actress herself, she plays her 3 times in the trilogy.
And you often see her looking her normal self and a demon self at the same time, because obviously she wants to appear nice to people as well as being a demon. There you go.
So we're going to do, up to getting closer to Halloween, we're going to probably do the entire franchise as much as we can, including the remake, obviously.
We might find some other films apart from the Halloween series, which might have a Halloween theme to it. No, like Trick or Treat we did a couple of years ago, didn't we?
We did. And
so we can't do that again.
So we can't do that again.
But we'll find some nice thingies which might have a Halloween theme to them.
Yeah.
Actually, I think under the site, the Halloween movies, we might be able to... We'll go through and we'll pick a few out and see if we get some.
Anyway, so again into this, guys. So are we done with do you have anything else to add?
I was going to say that it even though I'll talk about the reviews later, but this has only got a mixed reviews sort of job, but it must have made some seriously good money to a certain degree, because it spurred on a sequel about 4 years later. Was it 4 years?
Yeah, roughly.
4 or 5 years later, they did the sequel to it.
And then
a couple of years later, did Night of Demons
1, 2,
3.
3, 4, 5. About 5 years later after that one.
They did Night of Demons 3, and then in 2009 did a remake of the film, of the original film.
Yeah, of course, slight changes and
but same name.
Same name.
So it's obviously made some money and got some interest. So let's say it's become a cult movie. You know, who knows?
Question, Mike.
Yeah.
The remake was that a DVD release?
I don't know. I haven't checked into it.
Or just released in on?
I would say 2009. Chances are it could have been a DVD or a TV movie, or don't know. It may not have hit the cinemas. I don't know.
Yeah, because most of the time, whenever they do remakes, some of them may go under the radar and may never make a debut in the theatres, because most theatres would rather see something really new.
Yeah.
Some of them do, not all of them.
And if this was made for the fans, then you got a situation where
and if
not everyone's going to go to the theatre. So
and if not everyone's going to want a remake, they may not want to. They may watch it on DVD or video, even though there's a chance that most people out there would not risk buying the video or DVD because they don't want to waste their money.
Exactly. Now, excuse me. Change of weather. Now, do you want to get into telling a story?
Sure. So the story takes place where there's a group of teenagers that are going to a Halloween party hosted by Angela
Franklin,
who is interested in the dark and unusual stuff. According to Judith,
she was a bit of a witchy, gothic-y sort of. What is it?
I would definitely say, but it's hard to tell because this takes place in Halloween and people dress different.
It's hard to tell, but we get the impression she's a bit of an outcast at school because it's a bit weird.
It's a little hard because when you get into the moment of Halloween, you don't know what type of people there are outside of that. Of course, throughout the movie, we see the girls dress up, but the guys, they just dress in it. Except for one guy who wears a pig nose, which is, I think, is the weakest of Halloween costumes.
It suited him. He was a real pig.
Yes, he was a total prick.
He's probably a very, very nice man, but he came over as a really over-the-top, cretinous guy that no one would like. He's just full of himself. One of those types.
Yeah, of course there is this guy named Roger who dresses up as a pirate, I think.
To be sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so we meet Judith, Jude, who is a nice girl, I think a good next girl type, I think is the term, who is going to this Halloween party. Of course, she doesn't know where they're going for it, obviously.
And they're going to a place called Hull House. Not Hull, Hull.
Yeah, she's not sure about it because it's pretty much in the town.
It's outside the town limits, out in the bushy area,
Yes.
Down an old road. And it used to be a mortuary.
Yes.
You think about it, Horny in Connecticut and stuff. Yes.
Anyway, so as she's getting changed, she dresses in this Alice in Wonderland outfit. I think it's Alice. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, it looks like, it looks like an Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And actually it's rather good because she's going to a weird world tonight, isn't she?
She reminded me a cross between Alice in Wonderland and Dorothy, who... They have a similarity when you think
Wizard
about
of Oz,
it. Where both girls go into a world.
Well, where was Toto?
Good quote.
Ah.
We also meet an old man who sort of doesn't like Halloween.
He
doesn't
hates
like
everybody.
children.
He doesn't like teenagers, doesn't like his
Yeah.
wife, doesn't like the dog next door, One of those.
And he made his own version of fun by getting apples and razor blades. Picture this, folks.
And he was going to sort of spike them and give them the kitties.
Yeah.
But he gets his later on. We won't talk too much about it till
that's
later.
according to some people, it's Halloween legend or urban. They said that
some people used to spike the lollies and whatever fruit if they gave them fruit and stuff. And that's why I said I don't know about America, but in Australia, they're encouraged to make little packets of lollies, which supposedly haven't been tampered with. So you give them a little packet of lollies instead of loose lollies, which is a good idea.
Yeah, which is why you don't necessarily get, won't necessarily get apples in your trick or treat bags. Obviously.
Oh, that's a bit rude. Just some health food.
It's healthy, but still, there's running a risk of anything could be placed inside an apple, and you can discard it because you just
pins, razor blades, broken glass, poison. We all know what happened to Snow White, don't we, folks?
Yes, there's some really wackos out there. Which is why they make this rule. You should always check your candy or the food you get from
I do. I won't take
trick-or-treaters.
candy from a stranger until I'm 70, almost 71. Actually, I'm going to be 71 in about 3 months. What are you saying to me, guys? Come on, money. Put the money up. No.
Anyway, so back to the story. So, Judith's ex-boyfriend, I think, comes to her house and asks to see her, obviously. And her brother lets slips where she and her friends are partying, obviously. And he first doesn't believe him, obviously, but he eventually decides to meet her there and all that stuff.
We'll sneak. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yes. Then she meets her boyfriend and they head to the spot. Of course, we meet the other members of the cast. We meet Angela, who's getting some stuff from a shop, obviously.
Yeah, 7-Eleven or something, right?
Yeah.
So actually, she's out the back there hanging around, and a friend, Suzanne, is distracting the guy behind the counter by bending over in a very, very short dress.
Yes.
So they're looking at her
underwear.
her bum and little bits and pieces underneath there, while Angel's stacking a bag full of nibblies.
Yes, and toilet paper, which just doesn't count.
We always need toilet paper, honestly.
Toilet paper, according to some people,
go,
they often... No, it's not like that. People use toilet paper to decorate the trees.
And to go to the toilet, go in the abandoned house too,
True,
but... Have a hand sanitizer.
But if you actually went to Devil Night, you actually see people would often throw the toilet paper around, maybe make a mess, and that's where you get... And throw a few eggs around.
I was
sometimes.
young once.
But you never had Halloween over here in Australia.
We just did anyway. We used to throw mud at cars instead of, in some cases, concrete, wet concrete.
No wonder that'd be dangerous. Anyway, so they get to the house in question, and of course, one of the guys mentions about a special stream that flows underneath the house. That's circular around the house, sort of.
To help to be a barrier for the demons and stuff, so they can't go past it.
Of course, this part is not mentioned. They just say it's just a more...
An urban myth?
They just say it's a
folklore?
Yeah, they just say it's they don't see the funeral home as anything dangerous, although it's been abandoned for quite many years.
And why was it abandoned? Because it was dangerous. Weird.
Yes. So they head inside and start their partying, obviously. And of course, as they're partying, and some weird stuff starts going down, obviously, where they decide to do a seance using a mirror.
Angela's idea.
Well, one of them anyway. Anyway, they said that if they stare into a mirror, they'll see their future selves or something like that.
Or some crap, yeah.
But something along the lines they release, or the thing awaits.
I think one of the girls sees the demon in the mirror.
Yes, it looks like one of those dragon type demon things. It's hard to tell. Well, not really. It's hard to tell. But eventually, it does appear, and of course, while they're distracted, they start sensing a weird, pongy smell, and maybe a cold chill, and some other stuff. Of course, everyone dismisses it as probably an open window or something like that. And of course, Angela says that this is there's something evil spirits in the air, and she seems to know a great deal about evil spirits and demons and stuff like that. Of course, this spooks Roger and another girl, and they want to leave. Of course, when they're heading out, this is where the demon comes and enters one of the girls' body, not necessarily Angela at first. It was just another girl who happened to have her mouth open at the time.
Yeah.
Because that's when it enters in this movie. And eventually, she also kisses Angela, and she starts getting some of the demons in her, obviously. Anyway, soon enough, as Roger and the other girl leave, they find out the whole wall that is kind of trapping them in.
Yeah, well, where the door or the gate was in the wall, it wasn't there anymore.
No, turns out to be gone.
Good.
And
Clever. You can't get a good bricklayer, and all of a sudden, at night time on Halloween, the bricklayers come in.
Anyway, the girl that was with him, she disappears, and of course he decides to head into his car and hopefully keep away from this monster or demon. While this is happening, the remaining members, they start, the party's kind of cooled down. It seems to be getting a little dull. So Angela takes the fatso guy upstairs with her, and of course she locks herself in the other room, obviously, while other stuff starts to trip out, where Jude takes her boyfriend and another couple, to do some exploring. There we get a bit of a backstory into the funeral, home, obviously. I won't go into details about that.
Nah.
Anyway, along the lines, more weird stuff starts happening. Like Angela suddenly disappears in one scene, and next minute she's in the back in the dining fireplace scene and starts dancing erotically. Obviously.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Works for me.
Oh yes. Of course, the fatso guy. He comes there, and she gives him a really sloppy kiss by biting into his tongue. I think that's the term.
Yeah.
Anyway, he does eventually turn into a zombie later
But he's
on.
hung off altogether, actually, I think.
Things begin to circulate downwards where some of them turn into zombies and some of them, of course, die, obviously, and reanimate as zombies, obviously. I guess when you die, you get reanimated as a zombie.
In a hell house, yeah. Hell.
Yeah, the only ones that remain is Roger and Jude, and they try their absolute hardest to avoid the demons as much as possible. Although along the way, the doors of the house keep slamming shut or opening on unexpected times, obviously, until they get to the basement, is where there's the furnace, or what was it called? An oven that
the crematorium, but like a crematorium type oven.
A crematorium oven that you burn the bodies.
Yeah, dead bodies. Yeah.
Of course, they figured that once Halloween is over, after the night ends, like when sunrise hits, then the whole nightmare ends, obviously. So they think they'll wait it out until the next morning. Of course, this is difficult because they're surrounded by these demonic demon zombie guys, and there's no place to run. There's fewer places to run. Of course, while they're in the crematorium, Jude takes it upon herself to use a sort of a flame thingy wing inside the crematorium
They had
oven,
an old gas line type
and
thing, yeah.
using a
Cigarette
lighter,
yeah.
which took a little bit of work, but
wasn't
eventually,
working very good, yeah.
but eventually it worked, and she starts burning some of the zombies, and eventually they try to get away by climbing over the wall. Of course, it was difficult at first because there's so many Zeds, and the house won't let them leave. It's a little difficult. But eventually they do manage to get over the wall, and soon enough, when the sun starts rising overhead, the demons start to, vanish, obviously, and disintegrate. And of course, we see the dragon-type demon up, above the wall, and soon enough he disappears. And then we see the sun rising, and we see Jude and Roger walking down the streets, totally exhausted and
ratty looking.
Yeah. And of course we see the old man who comments about their
you've been outside all night playing, partying and stuff, you disgusting little degenerates. Yeah, and he goes inside that brekkie, doesn't he?
Yeah. There his wife prepares her homemade apple pie
he's having for breakfast.
And she remarks about how there wasn't too many trick-or-treaters around last night, and says that that morning, early in the morning, she
found his apples, and she decided to cook them into an apple pie for him.
Yes.
He doesn't realise it until it's too late. The razor blades start cutting through his throat from the inside.
And he slowly dies, and she says, "Happy Halloween, dear."
And gives him a little kiss on the forehead and walks off.
Yeah.
I think she knew the razor blades were in it.
Yeah.
Or she liked the crazy.
Yeah.
One or two.
I think she didn't like her husband being a bastard, being a total asshole to those kids. Anyway, that's the end of the movie, obviously.
Fun.
Sorry I'm jumping ahead, guys, but it's mostly run.
It's fun, you're being chased by creepy guys and stuff. It's one of those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not much substance to it in other ways, but not too much for backstory. We got to pick up on some backstory ideas, like Angela must be a witchy, gothicy girl, obviously. Yeah. That's why she's a bit of an outcast. It's cool because she's strange, like the girls out of Craft.
We don't know whether she is a gothicy, because it is taking place at Halloween. There's no day before. That's the feeling
you get. She was an outcast. She wasn't normal like all the other ones, so chances are she was a gothicy witch type. Mm-hmm. But we don't know for sure. You get the impression she was. Mm-hmm. That's about her backstory, and the other people didn't really have much of a backstory.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to worry about developing that. You got straight into story. Sometimes it's good to have a backstory, sometimes not.
Yeah, but it adds a little bit of a layer to the story, a little bit here and there. I mean, it helps.
I suppose the backstory for the house was it used to be a mortuary, but it was closed down.
Oh yeah, now I remember. It said I think I remember the backstory. They said something about that there were Indian tribes living in the area, they avoided that part because of its evil. And one day, one of their Indian locals went to the spot, and I guess there was some really creepy stuff that happened to him.
But anyway, they built the mortuary there, but due to developed a gruesome side of it, and it was closed down.
And of course, and
it was rumoured to be cursed by evil spirits.
And of course, there's an underground water stream that allows supposedly
like a barrier.
A barrier between the demons
and
the
real
world. Meaning, it sort of prevents the demons from crossing over to the
right
real world.
along the wall line of the mortuary. So interesting.
It's an interesting idea.
No other backstory. So here, let's get into the good bits.
Right. What bits are that?
Now,
the makeup was pretty cool.
Yeah, makeup wasn't too bad. Now, believable. It wasn't over the top. Pretty good. Now, filming was done in Los Angeles. I don't know how long it took. Under the working title Halloween Party, and I had to change it because I think the Halloween franchise is out there, and you can't use that word. Considering they didn't have a copyright on the word Halloween.
No, technically,
I would have said, "Shove up your broomstick," okay?
Yeah.
Because Halloween Party
Yeah.
It's like saying beach party. Oh, you can't have beach party. Did you copyright the word?
Yeah, it's
beach?
like you made a movie called Ouija Board, which there is a movie called Ouija Board or Witchboard.
Witchboard, yeah, something, yeah.
They did movies like that,
So, yeah, some people got a bit damn precious. I mean, Dracula. How many movies have been called Dracula over the years? No one's actually said, "Hey, you can't use that because we did a movie a couple of years ago called Dracula."
True.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now, blah 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 blah. There you go. Yeah. Now reviews. Here we go. Now, one of my favourites is Rotten Tomatoes.
My least favourite.
No, I like Rotten Tomatoes because it's people voting in and putting their own comments in. Where the other ones there, I write for newspaper. That's all bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Rotten Tomatoes, Night of the Demons holds a 42% approval rating based on 12 critic reviews. Okay? See, when you got something like Washington Post, that's the next one. And it's just by a movie reviewer, you see, one person's opinion. So that's what I'm saying, yeah. Let's have a look. Washington Post criticised it as a convergence of stereotypes and cliches. Well, duh. Most movies are. The cheap ones anyway.
Most of the time in the 80s, they had different stereotypes, so get over it.
New York Times reported that the cleverest thing about Night of the Demons is its advertising campaign and that it is stupid, it is sexist. At 89 minutes, it feels unforgivably long. So, obviously,
didn't feel that long.
No, that reviewer doesn't like these sorts of films.
In fact, it went really well. I thought it didn't waste too much padding, per se. It managed to get ahead to the important parts of the story.
Now, here's the other ones, which are a bit more positive, you see. Now, Cinematical wrote that while not particularly original, Tenny's film is definitely entertaining if you're into the whole teens wander into an isolated locale and die horrible deaths subgenre of horror. So he's saying, it fits its genre. Now, realistic writing. Horror News Net called Night of the Demons one of the 80s great legacies in horror. DVD Talk praised the film's 2004 DVD release.
Right.
Now, that must be a re-release, or whether one on Blu-ray or something, I don't know. But stated that the director and the producer commentary was seemingly stodgy, so obviously he wasn't done very well. Dread Central called the film fun and lively. Bloody Disgusting praised the film's DVD release, calling it the perfect DVD for all fans of this lost era. The 80s horror film.
Well, at least there's one particular good thing about Bloody Disgusting. They managed to have good taste.
And there you go. W. Scott Poole from Pop Matters called it truly original and wrote that the film blends elements of slasher films and zombie films. There you go. So some of the guys didn't like it because they don't like that sort of film. Yeah. Other ones liked it.
Yeah.
So,
according to the director, he said he didn't want to make this into another slasher. He wanted to make this into a just not like your just ordinary slasher. He wanted to make it everyone, including the people you trust, into the slashers, and it became a multiple slasher movies thing because every one of them, ones who died or got killed by a zombie or demon, they go ahead and reanimate, and then they go ahead and become the new slasher killer, and it makes a good twist on the story.
And here's something to consider: if it was a crap movie, all right, it was picked up by Anchor Bay Entertainment and released it to DVD in 2004.
Right.
Screen Factory, under license from current rights holder MGM, released the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. And sometime has done a 4K version on it.
Right.
Why the hell would you spend the time and money making all these if people didn't think it was a good film? So that's what I was going to say. The people out there in the marketplace, the viewers, the people who buy it, whatever, they like it.
Well, first I remember, Mike, the Office Post guys, the newspaper guys at the time, they were new to the whole 80s movie
They weren't
vibe.
new to anything. They just like, I don't like it.
Yes.
So it's crap. No, that's
like they don't
wrong.
listen to the back then either.
No, look, I could watch a movie today. That's what's the one I don't like. What's around at the moment? Well, let's say I saw a really, really, really lame independent film or something rather, or one from a major studio which came over really, really bad.
Right.
Yeah, well, I would not necessarily give it a bad review. I might go down to, boring, just whatever, blah, blah. There's a few problems with it here or there, but I wouldn't actually take it down and say it's a crappy movie. Because someone's had to work at it. They put money out. The actors have worked hard plying their trades. However, there are some movies which just shouldn't get made.
Exactly.
Should not see the light of day. And I've seen a couple of those over here say, what the hell are they thinking? But most movies aren't that bad. It's just that from your perspective, if you don't like horror movies and you're a reviewer, you're not going to give it a good rating, are you? If you don't like lovey-dovey teenage romance films and you're into horror slashers and that sort of stuff, you don't like that soft and soppy stuff, you're not going to give it a good review, are you?
Right.
So some of these reviewers need to get
Your head on straight.
their heads on straight and say, hey, okay, I don't like that style of movie. However, did it achieve its goal of making a good love story or a good horror story or a good sci-fi? How was the acting? How was the storyline? And evaluate it. Yeah, is the word subjectively, is that the right word? Yeah. And do it that way. But no, at least people say, I don't like it, it's crap. They're not worth they're not worth the time of day, those reviews.
They were not worth my time and effort.
Yeah,
I mean,
crap.
I'm all glad that years ago, back in the day, I didn't really look at reviewers, not in the newspapers and not in the
I do
magazines.
sometimes get an idea what the film's about, and if they say it's crap, I said, yeah, well, that's it. That's their opinion. I'll go and have a look anyway. Yeah, because I mean, one person's trash is another person's treasure. You know.
Yeah, that's what makes it harder nowadays because, like, you're dealing with a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube and other places.
And people just want to troll the crap out of everything.
People would just naturally troll a movie to death, and until they reveal even the spoilers, which is even worse because you don't want. I don't like it when some people reveal the stuff before it comes to theaters. I mean, they even do it before the movie gets released, and
buggers.
it's annoying when you think about it.
Yeah. Now,
And of course, that's what I meant when I hate it when actors even try to reveal the plot here and there, which they should.
yeah, they shouldn't let the cat out of the bag. They should have been lost. Hey, otherwise we'll withhold all your money.
Yeah, they should. Some of them should
Or something.
have a contract that says
A gag order
that tells them not to restrain them from the spoilers. So
not until a particular date has passed, like to a couple of months after it's been released to the cinemas.
yeah,
Something.
I don't know why. It's because so many reviewers and actors, they want to let the cat out of the bag before it's already gone.
One dead cat.
Yeah, it ruins the whole point of actually watching a movie. Anyway,
are we going to grade this?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
So
You
I'm
go
going to
first.
rate it 9.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Because I really liked it. I like the makeup and I like the atmosphere. It's a lot better
Actually,
than...
I must admit that I did like the house they used, and it did feel good, and it looked like a grungy house, but
Yeah.
it wasn't falling down. It was not a workplace health and safety issue.
Anyway, I meant that... I was going to add, before you interrupt me, it was different from when we watched Hell Night, where in that one there was candles around the place when they entered the whole house, which...
Yeah, considering they just got there.
They just got there.
Who put all the candles on?
and it couldn't have been one of the frat guys because where would they get that many candles?
Exactly. So I think they made a mistake in that one. That's okay.
So in this one, they managed to actually keep it atmospheric-y by using less light, a lot of, having to rely on a little...
And they bought their own light.
A little light as
they
they
bought
can.
some
Yeah.
torches and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little less light as...
They just put a lot of
shows.
fire in the fireplace and a few things, and they had a couple... They bought some portable lighting anyway. Yeah.
Of course, I know that in filmmaking, they would often bring lights for atmosphere, stuff like that.
But you do your low key light.
But low key stuff. To make sure it doesn't
and
look
fill
like.
light. You don't do it over the top too much, because it takes away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
You do a Dario Argento and use shades and different colours and blend and filters and stuff, and think of it. Now I haven't graded it now. 8.5 to 9. Look, I'm going to give it a 9 because I do like independence. I've got to think, hey, this guy, the guys who put together just Joe Augustin, he's put his time and effort into writing it and producing it. I'm going to say, well, he's achieved his goal of making a teen horror, would you say?
I would say teen horror, yes.
Yeah, teen horror, supernatural. He's done well. He's hit the mark. The acting wasn't too bad. The storyline was good. The set was great.
Yeah.
So I think, I'll give it a 9.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact when you have characters that you may also hate as well as like.
We got to hate some. Yeah, but you'll dislike. Actually, I like the girl who played Angela. She's quite like it.
Yeah,
I like evil girls.
She was pretty. I mean, I like the fact that when she really plays up the whole darkness approach in this one, even though that's the whole point, to make her the dark, evil, demonic, possessed woman, and she plays that role to such an extent.
And she was beautiful, sexy. And when she had to do a bit of a sexy dance, she came out really sexy. And it wasn't like, hey, I'm just going to do a sexy dance routine. No, she came out sexy, and that really good. That added atmos to that scene because it was a believable scene. I think people go, wow, she's hot.
Well, some people who like these reviewers, they pick at the fact about the nudity. I think that's probably one of the things that they pick on the most.
Yeah, I'm not over the top of the nudity for the sake of nudity.
Because in the 80s they used to do that a lot, a great deal.
If it's relative to the story, I got no problem. But let's gratuitous nudity, especially females, breasts and stuff, walking around and anything else they can throw in there, for no reason, doesn't add to the story. Why is it in there? I know why it's in there. So the guys will go to the theatre and have a look at it.
Yes.
That's the only reason why it's in there. Yeah, it's...
I mean, you just see more women parts in this movie.
I don't see too many men's...
genitals.
Swinging the breeze. No.
Anyway, so we'll probably...
Where did you get it?
Where were we going to get it from?
I'm glad you asked. eBay, guess what? You can buy it.
Plenty for sale.
As far as I'm aware, you can buy the whole franchise. Yeah, I haven't had a look at all of them, but I think you can buy 1, 2, 3 and the remake.
Ooh, cool.
Amazon, I believe you can rent 1, 2 and 3 and the remake as well as buy it.
Clever.
Now... Word of caution time. Okay, right, here we go.
Folks.
No. Being old, there is VHS out there. Do not buy a VHS tape unless you want a VHS tape to put in your VHS player. It's really funny that, isn't it? People say, I brought the wrong thing. Maybe you have a look. Now, there's also a 2009 remake with the exact same name.
Don't confuse this movie with that one.
This is the 1988. Produced by Joe Augustin, starring Kathy Podwell. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's also a music album, CD, whatever, called Night of the Demons. Do not buy the CD. It's got nothing to do with the film, as far as I'm aware.
I believe you.
Yeah, so be very, very careful. So, just make sure you buy the right product by cross-checking the producers, directors, and... maybe the main actor, okay? But there you go then. It's a good watch. It's fun. I saw these years ago, and we just saw this one and number 2 the other night.
Yeah, we want to watch number 3.
I haven't got number 3. I've got to go and get that.
We have to watch it on YouTube, which means we'll have to go for the cheap and nasty. Just to
if I like it, I'll go and buy it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but I haven't seen number 3.
Yeah, because I want to watch these in order, guys. I don't want to jump ahead to the remake.
Because I don't have to buy stuff just to do a review. Yeah, yes. So
and while me and Mike have just talked about that, we might look if we liked the third
movie. If I like it, I'll buy it. I might buy the Blu-ray copies of the 3 movies.
Yes.
Yeah, that stuff.
And well, I do hope And I heard that there's going to be let me see, after the remake one came out, there's going to be another one, but I don't know if they're still going to be planning that one.
Well, it was 2009.
Yeah, that's
and they made it. And you think they would have made it by now? It's almost it's about what's about 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah, true.
So okay.
Anyway,
15 years. Yeah.
So that's about it from us, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and let us know what you guys think of the movies themselves. Obviously,
it's a good fun. It's not over the top like Halloween or Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a good fun watch with horror thrown in and supernatural crap. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, but it's a good watch for an independent.
Yes. So anyway, guys, let us know what you guys think of the movie, and we'll talk to you guys in our next episode. We'll do the next
number
one.
Two.
Number
yeah,
two.
It's not, Night of the Demons 2.
Yeah, and
and
when we have a time, we'll get around to reviewing the third one and then the remake.
Something along those lines.
So, to get you guys in the Halloween spirit, obviously. I mean, nothing says Halloween if you're watching a movie that has a lot of supernatural or gory stuff in it.
Exactly.
It's a good combination of both when you think about these things. Anyway, so that's about it from us, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and we'll see you guys for our next one.
Yeah. Goodbye, guys.
See you around.